Sunday, February 27th, 2022. Today on the Daily Review, we discuss an important movie from 2001 called Zoolander, starring Derek Zoolander and Hansel, with your host, me, Professor Joe LaRocca. Let me tell, is the audio balanced in your left and right channel today? Because yesterday it was off because I fiddled with some settings, thinking I was doing something clever, and it wasn't clever. It was wrong. It was so wrong that it kind of tilted the balance one way or the other. And then I just kind of assumed it was my headphones, because these headphones are very low quality, and are not very low, but and I often forget that I'm wired in, and I walk away and yank the cord, and it's kind of reduced the sensitivity, I believe, of the small diaphragms in there that are pulsating into my eardrum, which also has a diaphragm that receives it, called the drum. The eardrum. My second favorite drum to the bass drum. Okay, what am I talking about? Derek Zoolander. You guys know Derek Zoolander. He's really, really, really ridiculously good looking. He's got 3% body fat, 1% brain activity. So if you don't know about this, it's about a male model, Ben Stiller, who gets, since he is so dumb, he is used as a brainwashed assassin by the evil kind of cabal of fashion people led, or, whose foot soldier Mugatu. It's getting way too confusing. Basically, he's so stupid they try and get him to assassinate the president of Malaysia, because he's gonna change labor laws, which is gonna affect the garment industry and all fashion and everything, which is a pretty funny plot. But yes, the and it's dealt with in a crazy, silly way. Like, everything's over the top. And before we go too deep, does the movie hold up? Because I remember it didn't do incredibly well in the theater, but then it was just pretty popular, just a lot of lines came from it. Maybe because I was in college and that's who this is kind of aimed for. But I remember, it had a big enough impact. They made a sequel that I will not ever see, I assume, but it looked bad. So does it hold up? There are a few jokes that are a little dated, or like a little bit inappropriate, and they're actually dealt with not even that bad of a way. But there's a joke about eating disorders and stuff, and that's probably like I don't know. I actually I don't know. I thought they dealt with it kind of fine. I mean, they laugh at it, but then Christine Taylor makes like a really good point that it's a disease and stuff. So I don't know, but I just feel like now they probably wouldn't make that joke. So does it hold up? I would say yes, mostly because the joke is on, most of the time, the like stupid, rich, vain male model. And it's like, it's harmless enough. It's not like a real attack. It just makes them look like really ditzy, But it's fine. It's totally fine. I mean, if someone were like, maybe there's something in here that I'm forgetting about, even though I just watched it last night, that is really offensive to you, let me know. But for the most part, I'd say it holds up, It's not really that amazing, yet for some reason I do kind of think it's a classic, just because of, like, his imagery. It's my blue steel. That's my La Tigra. Here's Ferrari. And here's Magnum. Those are his different looks. So there's some funny stuff. Yeah, I mean, I guess his father plays Jerry Stiller plays his manager, and he's like a womanizer, and he grabs people's asses and stuff. But he's made to seem like a greasy, horrible person. So it's I don't know how to deal with that. Mugatu, we have to talk about Mugatu. Will Ferrell's kind of real big first breakout performance, I would say. I know he was in other stuff, but this was the one where people quoted every line he said. It is some fucking funny shit. And him and his little partner there, he throws coffee in his face. That little look back and forth, that's like a moment in film history, baby. That just the relationship that they have is so funny. Will Ferrell adds so much to that role. That really amplifies the movie, and then you get David Duchovny and Billy Zane and David Bowie. David Bowie has a line when he reads the walk-off rules, and then he's like, right at the end, he goes, okay. And you can tell he's just like, what the fuck am I doing here? And yeah, so they have a walk-off, Hansel. Oh, I haven't even talked about Hansel. So the thing is that Zoolander's career is kind of on the down, and Hansel, played by Owen Wilson, is on the way up. And Hansel wins the Best New or Best Male Model of the Year award. And it causes, one of the things that helps Derek Zoolander fall into the grips of the evil people that want to kill the claymation dude. That's pretty great. And then very quickly, they need to use Hansel to hide out at his location because it's the last place that Derek would ever thought to be seen because they are so publicly enemies, and they become friends in a fucking amazing scene that's really enjoyable. But essentially, the whole movie comes down to one scene, and that's orange mocha frappuccino. Him and all of his dumb model buddies who he lives with, they go out to have a fun day, and they get frappuccinos, and they're throwing water at each other at the gas station, which has the fucking funniest cutaway. They're all in slow motion, splashing water from the squeegee, the one-windshield squeegee, and they're dancing, and it's all to the music and bright and colorful and in slow motion. Then it just cuts away to two car mechanics, and they're just like, what the? Because it's this one moment, because a handful of times, mainly Christine Taylor's character, play human beings that exist in the real world, and everybody else is just kind of cartoonish, high level of everything style and stupidity and stuff. But then there are the people who, so it's just this one moment where the audience gets to be like, oh yes, this is what they're doing is stupid. And then they start squirting gasoline at each other, and then everybody gets exploded except for Derek, and he loses all his friends, and it makes him reconsider that maybe there's more to life than being really, really, really ridiculously good looking. That's the other big joke. It's one of those jokes like in Best in Show, that's just an overarching joke. The Best in Show joke being that the dogs don't care at all. When they win, they're I'm just a dog, I don't understand. And the people are freaking out, losing their shit or making their day based on this thing. And that the overarching joke here in Zoolander is that I don't think Ben Stiller and Owen Wilson are unattractive even, but they're not models. You know what I mean? That's that. I feel like that's the big joke, is that they're kind of silly looking for male models. He's really short, and Owen Wilson has a broken nose and stuff like that. I'm not saying, you know what I mean. And so I think that's super, as opposed to them getting Henry Cavill and I don't know, who's a really hot dude. I guess maybe Owen Wilson. I'm just kidding. Anyway, you know what I mean. I don't think it needed a sequel. I don't think it needs anything more. It's done. It's fairly enjoyable. They break dance fight at the end. It's kind of hysterical. Overall, oh boy, I have to grade it, but I still have more to say about it. But I think it's my hand, what do I do? My hand is creeping closer and closer. All right, I'm going to juice this up a little bit more because of its own personal relationship to me. So here it comes. I got a few stories to tell. I saw this. It's a B. It's probably a B minus, maybe even a C plus. But I'm giving it a B. That's too high. I already feel badly about that. Anyway, damn, too late now. I saw it in the theater 3 or 4 days after September 11th, my freshman year of college, and a whole group of people, it was just the local college theater. So basically everybody there was a BC student, but just a bunch of people who I was friendly with. We all went. So we like knew everybody in the theater, and we were just like roaring laughing. I think we enjoyed it more because it was like a tension release. You know, it was like, okay, maybe things aren't always going to be different. Like, because all the media we'd been consuming for like the past 4 days or 5 days had all been unanswerable questions about what the hell was going on. It was quite a scary time. Not scary like now, where you can watch the fucking war on your fucking cell phone. I'm joking. It is scary. I'm terrified all the time. Anyway, it never ended. It started that day and it never ended. It's only gotten worse. But Derek Zoolander. Anyway, so that I always remember being very just kind of strange and enjoyable, and I think we all enjoyed the movie more because of that situation. Then also, a year later, in my sophomore year, I worked at the Alston Brighton YMCA for 2 semesters in the teen center. It was like an after-school center for kids to like do their homework and just hang out before their parents came home and stuff. And you play games and shit. We used to play this game called Egyptian Rat Screw. Does anybody know that game? It's a card game. Oh my god, it's like the most fun I've ever had in my life. But basically, we had some DVDs and VHS tapes and stuff there, and they all basically got stolen except for 2. Love and Basketball and Zoolander. And I think the reason they didn't steal Zoolander is because we watched it every day. Like, it was just on every day. I only worked there 2 days a week. Don't make it sound like that. But I probably watched it a couple times a week for 9 months. It's probably the movie I've seen the most. Not that I was always sitting there paying attention to it, but this really interesting thing started happening where it would be on and you weren't even paying attention, and then a line would be coming up and everybody in the room would say the line. You know what I mean? Or there's a song in there. I started a joke that started the whole world crying. We'd all sing that. These are all like inner city kids too, and like all different ethnicities, like all different economic backgrounds, mostly low income though, I would say. And so I just thought that stuff was so funny. Or like you would be having a conversation with somebody and you would just go, derelict my balls, you know, because Capitan, because that would be the scene that was on. Cool story, Hansel. Yeah, so that just happened, and then it became part of our vernacular, and I bonded with those stupid kids, those stupid lovable kids at the Alston Bright. I wonder what they're up to now. I hope they're doing good. Anyway, Zoolander. It's a little bit closer to me than it should be, so it probably is more like a C+, B-, but we'll leave it there. Oh my god, I've gone 13 minutes. Too long for this new modern style that I'm trying. Anyway, talk to you later, guys. Enjoy the rest of your weekend if you can. Take it easy.